Glad to have you here. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to 15th Bent. 15th Bent is a musician that I subscribe to. When I reached out and asked for some help on my Dragon action cameras, he provided the answer. And the answer, sir, was it didn't like my MS cards. Why it didn't like them, I don't know, but we changed them out and apparently they're working fine. Thank you. To those who are new to my channel, my name's Dave. Glad to have you here. To those who have subscribed, thank you very much. A small channel like mine does not exist without your support. Today, I'm going to do something a little differently. I'm going to ask you to go watch a video before you continue with this one. And the reason for that is if you don't watch that video, the rest of this one isn't going to make any sense. So now would be a great time for you to go to the link in my description box. If I can, I'll put it at the end when I stop talking here. And when you watch that, come on back and I'll continue. Until then, I'm going to enjoy my coffee before it goes cold, and I'll go pour another cup. Welcome back. The awning you were just looking at was mounted on a roof rack. Well, I'm building a slide-in truck camper, so I don't have that option. And that's why necessity is the mother of invention. In other videos, I've told you the wall thickness that I'm looking at. The outer skin is 0.050. I have 2 inches of Foamular F250 insulation with an R value of 10 and another sheet of aluminum on the inside. Now, a lot of people will hear that number 0.050 and they won't be able to relate to it. It's just, it's just a number, right? Well, today I want to show you that you see that number almost every day, but you don't recognize it. What I have in my hand here is a sheet of printer paper. It's the size A4. I'm 297 millimeters for the top corner down to the bottom. And going right to left, I'm 210. But when you turn that this way, that's 0.050. You're looking at it. The inner skin and the outer skin of my walls are the thickness of this sheet of paper. In between, I have a piece of styrofoam. Now, this is not the material I'm going to be using, but it's the right thickness. That's 2 inches, folks. My walls aren't any thicker than this, with an R value of 10. And for those of you who want to know what R values are, I will take a page out of my mother's book and I will tell you I am going to give you the honor and privilege of looking that up for yourself. That's way past the scope of this video. This is a sheet of colored paper, and the reason I'm using this is because if I put white on white, you're not going to see it. That's what my walls look like. That's the thickness. That's all I got to work with. Going one step further, this is my wall, and this is 7 feet high. Anywhere I have electrical wiring, my electrical wiring, I'm just not running a wire. A lot of people would just, take a Stanley knife and make a little cut and slip a wire in, maybe leave the wire outside. Everything I do, all my wiring is in conduit. Now, to mount an awning, I have to notch this, and I'm using 2-inch wide aluminum flat bar. And that flat bar has to recess into the sides of here so that when the outside skin goes on, it goes on smooth. You don't want it going on it's going to look like crap. So everything you're doing, all your wiring, I'm having to recess everything into the foamular so on the outside that looks as flat as a sheet of paper. That brings us back to the awning. I'm going to go and reset the camera. Now would be a good time to go refresh your coffee, and we'll come back and I'll show you what I've done. Please leave your comments in the comment section. I'd like to see what your thoughts are on what I'm doing. So with that, let's take a break. We'll go remove the camera and reset up. I hate cold coffee. Okay, welcome back. What you're looking at is my awning. This awning is new. These tarpaulins are the same material that they use here in Asia for the trucks. A lot of trucks here, they're called lorries. You'll get like a 2.5 or a 5 ton, and they have a rib frame like you would have on a military truck, and these tarpaulins go over the frame and they keep the cargo below dry. You'll notice along the top of the edge there, a bunch of holes. Those grommets are 8 inches apart, and they go the entire length all the way around. Every 8 inches on my tarp, I have a grommet. Now obviously this is just set up for demonstration purposes. It's not the way it's supposed to be, but if I want to show you something, I got to do something about it, right? There is a flap edge that comes down here to shade the water. This here length is 2 meters or 6.6 feet. I'll try to get this gimbal to move nicely for me. Wrong way. There we go. Back up a bit. What I've done is I've put my gimbal up on top of my main tripod. We'll roll back down to 24 millimeters. I'll back up some more. Now I've got a stick in there to hold it up. The flap edge that I just pointed to, these are new, so I haven't folded down. The area in the front from that back corner to that corner is 3 meters. Pardon me, yeah, 3 meters, so 10 feet. And as you can see, one of my poles is already giving me a hard time in the back there. Up, and come that way, and we'll go this way a little bit. What I have